Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well, and I mean that most sincerely. Used car salesman approach. So what I'm going to call this one is Only God has all the truth all of the time. We have some truth some of the time, but some of us, if not the majority of us, sometimes we just have to guess the rest. I'm going to explain this in a way in which you'll really understand, and that is a game of high stakes poker. Not that I'm a gambler, I ain't. I have played poker, but only for low stakes. But this is for high stakes. This is the ultimate poker game. So we've got people sat down at a table, and then they're dealt cards. But there's only one player that's in the game that has the top hand. And always having the top hand means this simple fact: you don't have to compromise. You don't have to bluff. You can sit there with your poker face and give nothing away because you've got that top hand. Can't be beaten. The other players that are in the high stakes poker game, one is Lucifer, good friend Satan the Devil, and we have some cult leaders from various cults that we know about. They could be your favourites and mine. They could be the Mormons, Seventh-day Adventists, Jehovah's Witnesses. They could be any of the leaders that are sat in the high stakes poker game. So what I'm trying to illustrate here is those that don't hold the top hand will have to resort to guesswork, to bluffing. The bluffing will be a result of trying to keep people into their various organizations. So that's where the bluffing comes in. The holder of the top hand, you must have guessed by now, it can only be the Creator, God, the Almighty. He has the truth all of the time, 24/7. He's had the truth since the beginning of creation. We can't even comprehend how long he's actually been a holder of the truth. But all we know is about man's existence. And some are saying it's just over 6,000 years of man's existence on the earth, if we are to believe in the creative calendar, which I do. And some do and some don't. So we'll see how that goes. So the Almighty has got the top hand, and he never, ever has to bluff. He never has to mix lies in with truth. That is something that the devil's been doing. So he's been given a hand, the devil, a hand of his own choosing. So he's got his cards in the high stakes poker game, and he'll mix lies in with truth. And this is where it becomes really difficult sometimes, because we don't want to say that everything that he's said up to now has been utter errors and lies. No, because if he's gone to the trouble of mixing a lie in with a truth, he's done that for a reason. He did that right back at the beginning. He did it with Eve. Very, very clever the way he did that. Now, Eve was told in no uncertain terms, wasn't she, that the day that she eats from the tree of the knowledge of good and bad, she will positively die, and it was strictly forbidden for her to eat of that tree. But then comes Lucifer. I'm not saying he walks like that. Look, I don't know how bloody Lucifer walks, but, he ambles up to her, trumbles up to her, okay? And he says, is it really so that God said that you can't eat from the tree of knowledge of good and bad? So he uses that, doesn't he? Very clever. Is it really so? So he wasn't actually calling God a liar. He wasn't directly challenging God. This is the cleverness about him. And this is why he probably trains his demon army and his earthly hordes how to do the same. because it worked for him. And so we go back to the poker game now. And what can we conclude? We can conclude only one true fact here. That we can only trust the one who's holding the top hand. The one that does not have to lie, does not have to bluff, but just has to sit there with that top hand in it, not revealing what it is because this is not the appointed time. With patience, which we don't have, because we only live to 70 years and 10, and that's us, and we've bowed out. We can't comprehend. This is where people are getting impatient, me included. And this is why I've said that when the governing body in the 70s and 80s were looking towards the new system, it was because they were tiring out. A lot of them were in ill health, which I know about. A lot of them were. It's a fact. And a lot of them wanted to see the fulfillment of Bible prophecy in their lifetime, because we only live a short time. We can't comprehend what it is really like to be able to be indefinite in existence the way that the Creator is, because we have a concept of time. From the moment that we're born into the world to the moment that we die, our whole life revolves around time. And so, trust can only be brought out and demonstrated by the one who never has to compromise and the one who has that truth all of the time, not some of the time. Not a little bit of truth here, a little bit of truth there, but all of the truth, and the truth that his son Jesus Christ demonstrated, the same truth, the truth that will set you free. That's the truth I'm looking for. Thank you.